What's going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Mafex Justice League Superman. And here we have the Mafex Justice League Superman posed and out of the packaging. Before we take a look at the figure, let's actually run through his accessories really fast. Superman does come with 3 different head portraits. We do have the neutral expression, we do have the angry expression, and then we have an even angrier expression where he is gritting his teeth. He also comes with 4 pairs of hands. We do get a pair of fists. We get a pair of flat style pose hands. We get a pair of relaxed hands. And then we get a pair of grip hands. We also do get the Mafex display stand, which is pretty good. I do like the accessories that come with him, but there's really nothing else that comes with Superman, so let's actually move on to his details. And so here we have a closer look at the Mafex Justice League Superman. Now, I'll be the first one to tell you that it really doesn't have too much likeness to Henry Cavill. I think if you squint your eyes enough, it'll look enough like Henry Cavill, but there's something off about the head sculpt, and it gets worse with every head sculpt. The angry head doesn't look like Henry Cavill, and then the even angrier head looks absolutely nothing like Henry Cavill. I think the problem is that they kind of made him a little too Asian. Now, Henry Cavill is, of course, not Asian, and I think that's what's throwing off the look of this figure, is that his eyes are just too slanted. Besides that, the head portrait doesn't really look much like Henry Cavill. They got some features on him right, but overall, there's really not much likeness to Henry Cavill, which is unfortunate, especially at the price point this figure was going for. Overall, I still think it's a decent head sculpt. It's not the best, but it could have been much worse, especially if you look at the Mafex Batman vs. Superman head, which, let's face it, that one was atrocious. So, moving on to the rest of his outfit. Let's actually have a look at his cape. The cape they did in this really nice silky material. You can see it reflects the light beautifully. It catches the light wonderfully. The only thing is, it is a magnet for dust, so if you do get some dust on it, yeah, good luck getting that off. And then it also does have the tendency to wrinkle. As you can see, mine has some slight wrinkles in it, which it's unavoidable, but that is something to note about this figure. We do have a wireframe running through it now. Because this is an older Mafex figure, the wireframe hasn't been perfected yet. You can see it does kind of crimple up the cape right here at the edges. Let's see if the camera will focus. Yeah, you can see it does crimple the cape up at the edges the more you mess with it, but like I said, this is an older Mafex figure, so it was to be expected. I really do like the way they did make his cape tuck into the collar right here, and then how they made it look like it was folded over, just like the actual on-screen cape. Really loving the detailing on this Mafex Superman. They did a really good job capturing the metallic sheen of his entire costume. The way they did that is that he wore a metallic muscle suit underneath the original suit, and as the original suit stretched, it did reveal hints of that metallic undersuit, which you can see they captured it beautifully here with their metallic blues and reds and yellows. It just looks so gorgeous, especially when the light catches it just right. The texturing on it is really well done. It's not 100% accurate to the movie, but it does look enough like the Kryptonian chainmail that it is passable. One thing that is missing is the Kryptonian runes right here on his shoulder, or underneath his bicep, but that's not a huge deal. It's not a deal breaker. And then, of course, we do have his Kryptonian symbol for hope. And inside it, you can actually see they did add this little runes going through it. That is accurate to the movie, and that is something I'm really glad they did add. Having a look at the costume, you can see they do have these little bars going on his outfit, and they do look really nice. They are in metallic blue. A completely different shade of metallic blue from his costume, so I really do like that. You can see I do have him with the fists at the moment. Having a look at his costume, we have that same metallic blue going all the way around to the back of his outfit, which I think they did a fantastic job with. There's really nothing about this figure that I don't like besides the head, and maybe some articulation could have been a little bit better, but overall there's a lot to love about this figure, even going all the way down to his legs, as you can see. They actually went all out with the Justice League figures, which I'm so happy about, especially now that we have the Justice League coming out soon, and then we have his really nice metallic red boots with the sheen going all the way around, and it is very consistent. I do like that. A lot of times you'll have inconsistencies in plastic and paint. This does a really good job of making it uniform. Now, I will say one problem with him is he does have abnormally long feet. It's not a deal breaker, but it does make him a little tricky to stand, especially because these toe joints are a little bit loose, and the fact that even though he has a wide or a long profile for his foot, these toe joints do have a tendency to give out, and that does make him topple over once in a while. But overall, really loving the way this figure came out, and Mafex did a fantastic job with it. Kind of makes me wish that we did get a Snyder Cut Superman where he was wearing the black suit, but that's neither here nor there. So, with that out of the way, guys, let's actually get him posed and compare to other figures you may have in your collection. Here we have the Justice League Mafex Superman posed next to a Marvel Legends Cyclops and a DC Multiverse Superman. Here we have Superman posed next to a WWE Elite Scale figure and a Mezco 1/12 Collective Popeye the Sailor Man. Here we have Superman posed next to a Lightning Collection White Ranger and a Star Wars Black Series Mandalorian. And for one final comparison, here we do have the Mafex Justice League Superman compared to the Mattel Justice League Superman. So with the comparisons out of the way, let's actually have a look at Superman's articulation. Now, he does have a dumbbell joint here at the neck, so he does look up pretty well. He can look down really nicely. We do get some really nice head tilt going side to side, and of course we do have rotation. We do have a single ball joint in the neck, which does allow him to look back about that far. He can bury his chin into his chest, which I always enjoy seeing that, and that does improve the range of motion on the head tilt, so he has plenty of range of movement for flight poses, so I do like that. His arms are kind of interesting. They are ball sockets going into the torso. Now, if you just try forcing the shoulder out, you really don't get too much outward movement, which is a little bit unfortunate, but if you do tuck it under, we do get almost all the way horizontal, so I do like that. It's kind of strange because you do have to tuck his shoulder in, but it does go all the way horizontal if you do tuck it down and out, so we do get that. Does rotate all the way around. Really nice range there. We do have a bicep swivel, which works pretty good. We have double jointed elbow, which works perfectly fine, giving us better than 90 degrees. We have a ball hinge here at the wrist, so it does rotate, hinge up and down, in and out, depending on how you have it, and it does rotate on that peg. I do believe he has a double ball joint here at the torso because he does get pretty good bend going backwards. He gets really good bend, well, not really good bend, but he does bend forward. Most of that is going to be for a side-to-side pivot, as you can see, and some rotation. Then we do have another ball joint down here at his waist, and combining both of them, he actually limbos quite well, but then you start seeing gaps, and that's something you never like seeing. Going forward, we don't get too much range, as you can see. He has more backwards mobility than forward, but you can tilt him off to the side like that to improve the crunch. So it just depends on how you pose him. It's kind of like the SH Figure Arts Ryu, in all honesty, that you can get him in poses, you just gotta mess with it a little bit. His legs naturally have a tendency to go out to the side, and he does have a drop-down ball hinge, but yeah, it does have a tendency to go out to the side, and you're not going to get too much horizontal movement out of that. Does go back about that far. Out to the side, not the best we've ever seen, but it's better than some figures. We do have a thigh swivel up high. Double bend here at the knee, working really good. You can see he gets really good range of motion in that joint. No boot swivel, but we do have a ball joint here at the foot, which does allow him to rotate, does move up and down, does pivot side to side nicely. And then we do have a toe hinge, but like I said, that hinge is kind of loose, so do be aware that yours might have that issue. And then of course we do have a wireframe in the cape, so you can pose that really nicely. So overall, I think this is a really nice looking figure. So what we're going to do now is get him posed for my final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this review. And so here we have the Mafex Justice League Superman posed for my final thoughts, and overall I really do like the way this figure came out. It is a very beautiful rendition of Superman from the Snyderverse, which I think it's a very good figure. Now, it is kind of hard to come by this figure now because this Superman originally was released in either 2017 or 2018. I don't quite remember the date it was released, but I did pick him up off Big Bad Toy Store when he was available, and he did cost about $90 to ship, which at the time was quite a bit, seeing as how a lot of Mafex figures are now like $90 when you get them shipped from Big Bad Toy Store. That's kind of what you're expecting. But this is still a very good representation of Superman from Justice League, even from Batman vs. Superman. If you are looking for this figure, he isn't quite that easy to come by anymore. You can probably find a knockoff version from off eBay for like $25, but that's a knockoff, and if you want the real deal, you are looking to pay at least $200 just for this figure. That is quite a steep price for a figure. Like I said, originally when he came out he was $90, but now he is going for at least $200. So if you want the official Mafex Superman, you do have to get him off secondhand market, and it is expensive. If you were like me and picked him up early, you're pretty happy with what you paid for him. At the time it was probably a tough pill to swallow, but I will definitely pay $90 over $200 for any figure. I don't care what company makes it. I think this is still a very good figure, but he is really hard to come by, and finding a seller is another hard thing, especially with all the knockoffs that are made of this particular figure. You do gotta pick and choose who you buy from. Luckily for me, like I said, I did purchase mine at the time that Big Bad Toy Store did have them on sale, so I only paid $90. If you haven't already picked up this figure, you are looking to pay $200, maybe $25 if you do buy a knockoff, but I do not condone buying knockoff figures, and I will never review one on my channel. So if you are looking for this Superman, be expecting to pay quite a bit. The SH Figure Arts Superman isn't quite as good as this one, but it's a good alternative. But again, that's still pretty hard to come by, and that Superman is like $150. So either way, for an SH Figure Arts or Mafex Justice League Superman, you are expecting to pay at least $150 depending on which brand you go with. With that being said, guys, I'm KingofDragons 5000. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and check out all my other action figure reviews, as well as all my other Mafex videos. Hopefully you find them informative. As always, if there's a figure you'd like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it's in my collection, I'll definitely have a look at it. While you're at it, check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos, and as always, ring that bell to be notified every time I upload a video. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.